Hello, everyone. Sargon, Destroyer of Worlds here, and thanks for joining me again for another episode of City Skylines. We are back here in Bytown at our university, enjoying just all these folks walking to from class. Very early morning here in Bytown, so I guess they love their education or not. So we're checking out over our dorms here. We are going to be working again on this campus in this episode. But as dawn breaks, we still need to deal with an issue first. And that is our ever continuous black market. If I turn this off here and go to this view, we can see crime is still out of control. I have not been able to solve this problem. I have play tested this, so we're going to try one of the solutions this episode to see if it works. But as you can see, technically things are connected. It's just saying crime rate is high. Make sure police can reach the building. But they should be able to. So we are going to work on that. So let's get to a little bit of daytime here. We'll put a little light on the situation here. Yeah, let's go for 8:30ish, 8:40. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over to this neighborhood, and I'll point out that we do have a police station here and a police station over here. But they're just not getting here. So we will look at just seeing if adding a residential police station here will help solve that problem. It did in the playtest, but we'll see. If not, we will look to add maybe a helicopter depot, police helicopter depot in a future episode. So what we're gonna do is come and expropriate this property right here. Bam, gone. Nice and easy. And then we're going to come to our police services, and we have, let's see if we can find it here, this rural police station. We will place it down, and we'll just use move it to bring it over. Oh, we got rid of a path, so let's see if we can undo that. No, okay. So we did have a path there, and I lost it, so let's try that again. We'll come back in. That are an anarchy on. We'll move that over. We'll come back, and we will look to add a path. And we'll start just with the standard pavement path. I can't remember what we had here last time. We will need to take off a few things just to make sure she doesn't grab on. Turn on anarchy to make this easier on us. And there we go. With that in, we're just going to come in, and we are going to come to our parking lot roads here. And let's see if we can get this one in here. We can. But you know what? That is probably just a tad too big. So we'll come back in. We'll grab the single lane one here. We will use move it. We'll bring that up as close as we can. And we will pull that back a bit. And we will use surface painter. Come in. And we will just, actually let's get the game rolling here. We will add surface painter along here. And this is the problem with surface painter, but I've always struggled with. So we will use, let's make this a little easier on ourselves. So we can use find it. We come and use our concrete brush and just make that all nice and clean. There we go. So before we leave this area, we'll just do a tad bit of detailing. And obviously the first and most important thing is we do need to add some handicap parking, and we will add Some cars allowed to come in and teleport. Wow, they're hot to trot to get here. The other thing is, let's give these folks just a tad bit of privacy. So we'll come into our fence, and I think we just need to find... We do have a privacy fence, even though my nature reserve fence is probably my favorite fence. Here we go. Let's do this privacy fence. Okay, we lost our concrete. We'll just come back in and... Huh. Thought I could get away with that. Whoa! There's a jump. There we go. Whatever was causing problems, we've now cleaned up. So that will provide, hopefully, the resolution to our problem over in our black market area. Now, to give this the best chance, we're going to come in and we will reset the black market. Thanks to move it. And oh, we got one more over here. Oh, wasn't on it. There we go. Let's try this again. There we go. Okay, so as we can see at the start of this episode, we have cleaned up the black market issue. We'll see if this holds true. If not, we will look at a helicopter depot in the future. But let's get over here. Let's get to why we're here today, and that is expanding our university campus. Now, what's important to know is between this episode and last, I had a glitch in the game as I moved it from one hard drive to the other. So it actually unlocked all of our campus buildings. So it's not something I actually want to go through and advance. I do want to somewhat follow as the assets that we should have. So we did get moving up to, I believe it is recognized. Yeah, recognized. We're going to have to be careful here because we want to make sure we, while we're here, let's give ourselves IT and engineering grant. We don't want to go below our student population, so we will keep an eye on that. If we come back in, we have got the trade school fountains. What else did we get here? We got the book club, the trade school outdoor study, as well as gymnasium. And I didn't realize this, but we actually did start with the police academy. So we will place this police academy in this episode. Sorry, I'm just going back to the 1980s police academy where they made Steve Guttenberg a star. Great series. Love the police academy series. So I might be dating myself, but I don't care. It was a great series of movies. So we will start here though in our camp series, and let's just slow things down. So the first thing we're going to work on over here is we are going to place the trade school outdoor study area. We'll put it here, but as you can see, it goes into our canal area. So to start, we are going to do what is completely normal in construction, as we all know. We're going to come in here and we are going to grab it again. And we're just going to pull. Apparently helps to get all the nodes. Once again, all the nodes. We're going to pull that out. We're going to bring that up to that height there. And then we will bring up the height of our paths that we have running here. We'll fix those as we move forward. Let's come into our landscaping. And let's just make sure we've leveled out this terrain here. Oh, not that part of the terrain. Just smooth that out. And that is good. So I think we got this out far enough. So once again, we'll come in and we're going to try to center that. Yes, that works quite well. As you can see, we even have some pedestrian activity. Ashland. Where's Ashland off to? Going to public transit. So she's going up to our station here, and then, oh, she's a tourist. Maybe she's considering coming to the campus here, become one of our new students. So we are going to pull this down until we kind of grab connection there. And we have to be careful because we pull it too far, it does some funky stuff. Now, I do wish I could come in and actually remove and change these paths in here, but I can't. But we will come in and to start with, because these will go nice and straight. Although, as you can see, if we get off a little, it becomes a tad problematic. Oh, you know why? This, we lost. This is no longer straight. So this is a problem. So let's undo this. All right, there we go. That should allow us now to do what I was trying to do. Thing is, we actually don't want these to connect. So we'll try this another way. We'll do our best to get these paths straight. There we go. And we will replicate the same thing on the other side. Replace these all with the standard pavement path. So it has that nice consistent look. Like I say, I would have loved to replace the pavement paths within the asset itself, but it will not allow me to do so in Bob. So the next thing is, let's kind of have a look-see. We're at 12 units, so actually, if we come in, let's come in from, let's say this door. And we will apparently turn on our camera mod. We'll come in and we are going to continue to have some chair to keyboard interface errors. Let's back up a bit. We're just going to bring this down here, and we will come over, and we're not going to can't exactly replicate the same thing, but we'll come in here. Let's see if we can. No, just the nodes are going to hop. Let's do it on this side, and we will come down. Oh, I don't want it to physically connect. And we will come down and just replicate the same thing on this side. And in fact, we will add... You know what? Let's not. Let's not add that there. So this is the beginning. Oh, we do need to come in and as well upgrade this. That looks better. The other thing we'll just come in and upgrade to is we're going to remove the trees along that part of the path, because we're going to end up filling a lot of this in with trees to make this our own and kind of make this look like one complete asset. But we'll come back and do that in a few moments. So now we want to come over. We'll come back again into our terrain tools, and we're going to kind of smooth some of this out. We'll kind of edge this down, smooth it out a bit. Oop. Keep that out of the water. Come back to our path network. And We'll come along the same area here. We'll stretch this out for now. We're gonna stretch all these out, making sure we're at 90. And I think we'll come in and we'll remove some of these. This is quite a lot. But before we do, we'll come back into our education buildings here, and we're going to grab, see if we can find it here, our book club. And that is going to go right along this path network here. And we will, hopefully we got that centered. It does look, yeah, perfectly centered. Look at that. So we're going to come in and we are going to carry this down to here, to this path network here. Let's remove this connection here. And I think as well, yeah, let's remove this one. We're then going to come in and take our cafeteria, which is this one. And even though that's the way it's facing, we are going to want to turn this around. We pull it forward enough, as you can see, it is connecting to the key path, which is perfect. So that will work well in our favor. And even though it's going to need some water and power, we'll deal with that as things go on. So speaking of going on, we want this path to continue on so that people can get to it. And let's see if we can kind of make that consistent. I think that's looking pretty good. Now I have bobbed off the parking that was here because this isn't connected to a road network. So we're going to come in and we will do a little bit of detailing here at this point. Come and find our tiles. And it's the yard tiles, I believe. That is the match, and they are. Now, I'm just going to find that it's going to be a little easier just to place these. Although, as you can see, we're slightly out of level. There we go. But now what we can do, now that we have these where we want them, we can easily copy and make sure they're at the right height. And we can also come in and we can pull these back, and we will try to make sure that they're not covering over the actual path. So that's just going to take just a bit of work. And I think the easiest thing to do now is do this. The next thing we'll do is we'll come in with concrete. We will try or I could find it via brush. And we will just place down a large swath of concrete. I'm going to have to come back. I was looking for these hedges earlier. I wasn't able to find them. So we might come back later if I can find them and kind of extend out to frame things out. But for now, we will come in and add some tables in. So these are the same ones that are here. We'll use our prop line tool. And they can come across. And we will add a series of tables there. I don't know if I have access to the parasol. If I know how to... Oh, there we do. We have some. So we'll randomly place some. Not at every table. There we go. Next thing we'll do is we're going to come back and put some tables where we had the parking, but we'll use a different set. I'm a fan of these chess sets, so we will come in and add some rows of these. And we'll assume that's kind of an entry path. I'm not exactly sure which would be the door. But as you can see, we have a nice starting entryway for our cafeteria. And people would very much enjoy, I think, sitting out here. But in the short term, let's not leave these students unable to get meals here. So I'll make sure it's got water. We'll come in with power. Power, there we go. And we will just temporarily run a line out this way. So now what we can do is we'll continue to build this out. Let's take an opportunity to remove stuff apparently. We're going to bring this path up here. We will actually now remove this here. And yeah, you know, I think this one also warrants having a path continue down. So let's do that. Let's make sure we're connecting. So if you're coming along here, you'd have a great line up to the book club. But I think as well, we probably have too many connections. So we're going to remove that path. We'll leave this one here. And we can now detail these areas out. We'll do this one right now, and then we'll come back in a detailing part of the episode and do the rest of these. So if we come into here, we're going to go to landscaping. And you can probably tell from the fact that how much space there is on this campus, I am not looking to make it compact. We're going to treat this as an area where over time, these paths have just been created in what will become a forested area. Let's come back into our landscaping tool, and we'll start off with a series of pine trees. And what I'm going to attempt to do is try to work in various species, not only in this area, but throughout the campus. So there's some logical sense as to trees. This is more of like, this was an OG forest. Put in some, like my favorite oaks. But as well, we'll put in some of these. Because, you know, those are nice and juicy as well. I really like them. And then we're going to come in with our vegetation. Come in from the top down view. I don't mind some of that crossing over. I think that's kind of the look I'm going for. Don't want it everywhere. So just a little bit of overgrown in the path area. But as you can see, the path is still there. Let's make sure we grab that, make sure it kind of grabs and connects. Now, the other thing we'll do is we'll come in and add some rocks. So my favorite are these particular mossy rocks. But let's get the little smaller ones here. Yeah, these guys. Kind of have it blend in. Yeah, I really like this. I do wish there was some better selection of rocks because, as you can see, you know, these ones get quite, well, that's not too bad, but a number of these get quite big. And if you ever tried moving rock, especially granite, actually pretty much any of them, they're not easy to do without a forklift or a whole lot of manpower. So yeah, let's do that. And I think we could probably use a few more trees. So let's come into these here and we'll introduce a few other species. And definitely not an arborist, so don't know exactly what would work with what. And maybe if we come back into here as well, we have our, yeah, let's put out some of this. These, what do they call these? The tall grass clusters, which are a tad tall, but, you know, really adding a little bit of a spice here. This, very simple. This didn't take me too long to do. But as you can see, you know, very nice. It's very natural. And as we expand out and finish the campus, but also work on making sure we, oh, that's the, sorry, I thought I had a hedge there. Well, let's pull that a little bit more in. But as we finish the campus and finish detailing these areas, this will all begin to have a more cohesive sense to it. But I like it. I love nature. I think this is a good thing. We maintain the primary connectivity throughout this part of the grid. And during the detailing time lapse, we'll come back in and fill in this area. We'll jump back to here in a few moments. We'll do a little bit of work before finishing the rest off in a detailing time lapse. But I do want to jump over here. Now, when we built this last episode, we built this custom entryway. And I thought, well, I'll do it for now. And then once we get some of the assets, I'll replace it. But you know what? I've grown to like this. So we are going to keep this. This won't get removed. But we'll come up here and we are going to remove these frames here. We will need to extend this roadway out for what's to come. That's the rest of the build. But we also need to extend it to make it easy for what we're about to do here. So come back into our education area and we are going to grab, not that again. We want to grab our fountains. So we're going to flank this administration building with fountains. I think we get some nice symmetry. Let's just also make sure that that is in the exact same spot. So we'll move them right over. Now we're going to come in once again with our pathway network. Yeah, we leave bending on. Let's turn off the grid. We do want to make sure that that is straight. We'll come in with the curve road tool there, and we'll use the freeform tool. We might, yeah, we're gonna have to turn off road guidelines. It's grabbing too many. We're gonna force that to attach, and that actually worked out really well. And I just realized we currently have the one with trees on it, but we don't for now. We don't want to use those. We'll come back in detail later, and we might even replace these bushes, but they're not too bad. So we have the left side done, and as we jump out for some odd game mechanic reason, we'll come over to this side and we're going to replicate the exact thing. Now, we currently don't have a path network going on the other side. This will eventually stretch out, and we'll get to that in a moment. But as you can see, we have some nice symmetry on both sides of the building. And I think this really frames this as an entryway to the campus and a very distinguished, important part of the building. Now, if we come here and look at our campus stats, so let's see how we're doing. Ooh, we are well within the attractiveness, but we've lost student population. So let's do a few things. Let's throw on all our campus policies. Now, I have access to all the buildings, but I would like to officially make it up to the next level. So the next thing we'll do is we will come into our policies. There is one for educational boost, which increases the budget, prioritize education over working. So we're going to do that. And we will do one other thing. We will come into our economy, to our budget, and we'll also come into our educational budget, and we'll increase that up to 115%. So hopefully that will resolve our situation and issue there. Now, the other thing is we're not done yet, obviously. We have one more, actually we have two more buildings to place. We're going to start with one over here. In fact, we'll make that a straight road. There we go. We got that connection there. And the building we're going to place here is our not our cafeteria, our gymnasium. Come in and place it that way. And we will move it off. Now, I have removed the parking here already. And that's because we are going to be putting in our own parking lot. Now, there is a main parking lot not too far, just right here. But we'll make sure we've got adequate parking here as well. So we are going to... Actually, let's first run so we can have things nice and straight. We'll run a service road up here, and that will then allow us to run some parking right along the length. And we'll use Move It to adjust the location of the building, as well as extending this road out. We will change part of the road to a parking lot, and that is because we will come in here, and this part of the parking, actually it'll be this part. Let's might seem cruel, but no, there's a method to the madness. This will be regular parking, and as you can see, as we come upon the doors, obviously this is where it makes more sense to have handicap parking. And that's the primary purpose of having this having this part of the lot right here. Now this lot here, we'll still add, let's add a bit of handicap parking right there, just in case there's folks who... Okay, we did make it. We did make it to Renowned. All those policies kicked in and helped. We made it up to 807 students. So even though we lost students, we're still had enough. And we now have 6 academic works. So let's just finish off adding in our parking stalls here. Just a little more work to do. Gotta love parking road snapping. And that's just too small. Okay, so we'll use move it. Just bring that to there. And now we have a gymnasium that has access to the, other folks that might not be on campus. And I'm sorry, you might be asking, well, if I live in a dorm over here, shouldn't I have that closer? No. You're going to the gym. You can walk/work out to get to the gym. Or eventually, obviously there's a stop here for the tram, and we will make sure there's a tram connection. Not this episode, but next episode we'll make sure there's a tram connection, because this tram will continue over that way. Now, if we come here, if we look at the building, let's turn off all these policies because they are costing us an arm and a leg. We'll turn off the education boost, and we'll look at what we need to do. So we've made it. We do need another set of academic works. So we'll give some in hospitality. And we'll worry about our students later. But most importantly, we made it to renowned. And next episode, we'll work on placing those buildings. So next thing we're going to do is we are going to come over here. And we will place service road. And let's add in our... Start here. Let's see, how far do we want to come up? Let's come in here. Let's come up 4. We'll come all the way across. And we kind of missed the node. What we can do is we can do this, and we'll use move it. Straighten that out. It's pretty good there. Next thing we're going to do is we will come in with our large parking lot, and we will make sure we have all our guidelines on. We'll leave a little space for detailing. This will run across. We'll come back to our service road, and we will add a series of connections. And this is where we'll come into and that was Siri. So this is where we'll come into and grab our police academy building, and hijinks will ensue. Place that there. Now we will take the opportunity to do a tad bit of terraforming yet. So let's come in. Actually, here's the easy way we're going to make this happen. I'm going to come in with our keys, which are here. We will make sure we come out a bit. Let's see. We're snapping. So this is a nice little trick, I think, that will work. Yeah, there we go. See, we added some land right along there. And we'll do the same, just a tad out over here. We'll run along the edge here. Now, we are going to have to come back in and adjust the height of some of these things, but that's fine. Now, the other one is we will come out a little further. Let's come out a little further. Let's do this. Now, because we're a little far away, we're going to have to come in and raise the key. And we missed a node. I hate missing nodes. So there we go. Nice and easy, though. We will now connect the keys in this area here. Oh. We can use the straight tool here. There we go. Now, this we just need to finish off. Just need a little freeform tool, I think. Because we don't want this all to be straight. We do want a little bit of curvature to things. And we will probably come in and do a bit of adjustments, both before and after here. But this is the core thing. We have this. We'll come in and use our landscaping brush. Make it a little bigger. We'll reduce the strength just to make sure we don't make any issues. And there we go. Like, in fact, we can bring that up. Now we want to make sure this one's lower because this we're gonna have to do some adjustments to make sure people can walk underneath the key. But that's fine. This is going to work here for now. Same thing on this side. We'll kind of make this one a little pushed out. And we want to make sure we've got room to smooth things, so we will smoothify that a bit. See, nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Now, here on this side, we have to come back in and grab our nodes here and bring that up to the same height. And actually, that's the same thing we want to do here. We do want to raise this up because we will have to raise. We come in here. This has to come up a bit anyways. And probably a lot more. You know, I wish that had a little stop there. So we'll see. That probably is enough height, but as you can see, we have issues here. So I'm gonna have to come in and do a little bit of adjustments, and you can see the keys aren't all the same height. This is a little low here, but I could probably get away with lowering that. So I'm gonna come back and do a little adjustments there. But what we're gonna do before we get to that in the detailing and come back to that is we're gonna come into our campus area. We are going to make sure this is not in the campus area. This isn't in the campus area. I don't think it matters. The main building's in the campus area, but we'll do that. And that's because I'm gonna come up along here. These soon-to-be cops need to make sure they stay physically fit. But considering, you know, we're trying to keep a nice, good rural vibe, or natural vibe, I should say, we're going to add in a park of sorts. So come into City Parks, and we will add in a main gate, but we're going to use a gravel main gate. Just turn that around. It's going to be, as you can see, invisible. And we're only going to put one in. This isn't about making money here, so we can even just turn this down. It's not something we're going to work on leveling up. But we will use our nature reserve pass. And what we're just going to do is we're just going to wind these things around. And we actually do want that to connect in spots so they can actually get down to the key. Let's add a little bit more of a curve. We'll want that to come as close as they can to the actual building. We can have a little cut through, and let's drag. Now we want you out there as well. There we go. we'll bend it to our will. Now, one of the things actually you'll notice here is, given how close this is, it's causing some issues with the terrain, which actually isn't bad in the sense this is higher. I'm fine with that, but we'll do our best to kind of like keep it somewhat flat in areas. But this is just nice and simple. We're just running. Yeah, and as you can see, that's a great connection. Although we lost it, so let's try to add one. If we were kind of somewhat going to center this, or the fact, actually, they would probably look to come out here. So that will be one other area that they're going to connect to the key. That needs to come back up. We can have it. Ooh, wow. That did not work how that was intended. So it probably doesn't help that this kind of goes down a lot. Let's bring that up. There we go. Get the right key. Smash. Oh, no. There we go. This can kind of come down there. So that connects. And we will put a connection there. And there we go. So, well, actually we got a bit of tearing there. So let's see if we can solve that. There we go. But let's... Okay, I think that's fine. So we got some different heights here, which I'm fine with, and slopes. And this is looking pretty good. So this is going to be a bit of a nice natural area. So similar to the area behind the cafeteria where we put in a bunch of trees and rocks, we're going to do the same over at the police academy and make it a nice area. And I personally, as I say, I love nature. And we definitely want to integrate that into this particular campus. Not sure whether we'll build another campus in Bytown or not, but I wouldn't mind trying to add one in the downtown, which if we do, it'll obviously be a lot more compact and not having all this particular green space. So we do have a little issue there. The other issue is obviously we're missing water. So we are going to add some water pipes and make sure that gets connected over here. In fact, we need to make sure water gets to our cafeteria. The other thing is we do need electricity. So if we come in, we do have these little substations. So that jumped over there, which is fine. But let's see if we can make that. No, that didn't jump. Can I get the other side? No. Okay. So in this case, we're going to continue along the side of the road for now. If we come along here, we obviously have our old, or sorry, not old, but our, oh, try that again. The power lines that we had run along to the campus. So we will look to do the same. And we will have some power lines come out, and that gives us power, and it should make the building nice and happy. There we go. So with that, we are going to jump into a detailing time lapse, and we will be right back. We were able to make it up to Renowned in this episode, so our campus is moving up in the world, and I really like what we did with this outdoor study area. We took a generic vanilla asset and kind of expanded out to make it its own. Even replicating some of the look and feel here with the tiling, some different tables, which I do love these chess tables. Occasional spots with fencing. Some flowers and rock detailing. For the most part, this from the asset out kind of mirrors each side. In fact, maybe just a tad too much. Let's take this rock and let's at least rotate it around so it doesn't look exactly like the one on the other side. We've got our book club up here. And I like how what we have here is almost a centered line. This jags off a bit because that's just the nature of the game. But I like how it kind of just leads right up. And I decided to take these junipers to kind of flank the sides of the paths and make a little area onto itself. Where, a little bit of privacy. People come and study. And then this one here, we do have some trees. In fact, let's come in here. I'm going to delete the 2 oaks that I have, although I absolutely love the oak trees. We're going to come in here instead. Come from above. There we go. Just a little challenge with the key. Yeah, I think those look a little better in there. Not overpowering, and a little bit of an accent. Oh, you know what? We're also missing, as you can see here. No, I left those, sorry. Hang on, let me think about that. I left those open on purpose. So at least those coming by here can come out and see the key as well. And what's going to happen on the other side. We've got our cafeteria. Did have the parking, and we replaced the parking with some tables. Expand the tile area out here to put some more tables. I think that's looking pretty good. Built a little bit of a forested area here. And we will continue to detail out the campus area with, the final detailing coming once we've added in all of the buildings and built out this entire area. And likely it's going to be on both sides of this little new river, which I love. And just look at that. That would be an amazing photograph. So with that, I would like to thank you for watching today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you are enjoying it, I would ask you to please subscribe to the channel. Hit the little notification bell to make sure you get this content plus the other content I'm also sharing on this channel. Please leave a comment. If you have any questions, please let me know. And with that, thanks for watching, and until next time, bye for now.